great day for America. Criminal justice reform is long overdue. I do believe you're the only president that was able to pull it off, or would be able to pull it off, that you have. Truly defines the spirit of who we are and what we do. As president of the IACP, that represents the head of law enforcement throughout this country, as well as the FOP, who represent the officers throughout this country, we want to say we are proud to have been with you from the beginning. We are honored to be here today, and please know as we move forward, we will be with you side by side, each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
President, on behalf of the 800,000 uniformed police officers in the country, we're glad that people are starting to listen to our voice and listen to what we face every day on the streets. We as an organization and the chief know that our ability to work with the community is based on fairness and justice. And we have not had a fair and just system. And law enforcement is just one small part of the criminal justice system. And if we're able to start breaking these cycles of violence, the cycle of recidivism, and continue to work on the systemic poverty in our country that causes a lot of the crime, we see good things to happen. We want to thank you for your leadership. We also want to thank you for sitting behind that desk and listening to the people on the street that are doing this job every day. It's refreshing. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Today, Mr. President, because of your leadership, a failed system of long-term incarceration and really, frankly, creating even more crime is being gradually replaced by a redemptive model and personal and societal restoration. This is an historic day. We've been working on this since 2014 at my organization, but I truly believe that were you not sitting behind this desk today, this would not be being signed into law, and I thank you.
Mr. President, there are two bills you're going to sign today. One of them is juvenile justice reform, and this is another bill that has been being worked on for a long, long time. And our hope is that with this reform, we will be able to reduce the number of young people who find themselves caught up in a system that leads to nowhere, and that we're able to get those young people going in the right direction. And I would like to yield to my colleague, Bobby Scott, who has worked so hard on this for so long.
Thank you.
When I was 22 years old, I stood in a courtroom holding my 2-month-old daughter and watching my husband go to prison. I felt so alone and so ashamed and so scared. And there are millions of Americans who have that feeling right now. And right now, all that goes away. Because if you look around this room, we have not only Hakeem Jeffries and Doug Collins who got this started in the House. We have the American Conservative Union. We have Jared Kushner. We've got senators, politicians, lawmakers. We've got the President of the United States standing with those people. We're not alone anymore. We're not alone.
I've been given a lot of second chances, and what this bill does is give second chances to hundreds of thousands of people in federal prison, and I think you're going to be very surprised at what they do with that second chance. What I saw in prison was not evil people. It was people that, for whatever reason, made really bad choices and deserved to be punished, but who had the potential to turn it around.
You know, in 2013, me and Van Jones went to the White House. We were in the White House 4 or 5 times, with President Obama and a number of people trying to get this done. As somebody that ran the largest police department in the country and the largest jail system, Rikers Island, and somebody that spent time in federal prison, I have to tell you, I never believed, I never thought this would happen. This does something, it does something that nobody else is really talking about. You're incentivizing the inmate population for good behavior. In a prison, there's nothing more important than that, because the inmates will behave themselves, because they're looking at opportunities on the outside. That reduces violence not only on the outside, but on the inside, for correctionals, for other inmates. And then to incentivize them with good behavior, with programs, that's really gonna get them a job. You know, they have programs in federal institutions of the past, crocheting, knitting. That stuff doesn't get anybody a job on the outside. We have an opportunity now as a result of your support. When you came into office, people said, it's done. It's never gonna happen. And my last thanks has to go to Jared, who I have this constant dialogue with.
Mr. President, it's been an honor to serve you in this White House. And, you know, it's very humbling, you know, to see the courage that you really put in your team and your staff to let us be able to go negotiate this on your behalf. Coming from a single parent household in Cleveland, Ohio, never imagined being able to serve our country in the White House. And more importantly, we have a real opportunity to do some real revitalization in parts of America that haven't been touched in 40 years. And so thank you for allowing me to be a part of that and to work with this wonderful coalition. This is the first step, and I hope we can continue to move the football down the field and help make America great.
We will.
I want to kind of be fast, but do y'all remember when this gentleman said, we will say Merry Christmas again? And so what a Christmas present. Prison reform. And it's been said so well by everyone in here. But I remember it was a long, hot summer. It was August. We were in your office, and some bad words were said about you, but you were focused. He said, I want to help people. Everybody said that wonderfully. His children, all of us. So we thank you, all Americans. And one more point. They asked this man when he was a candidate, what are you going to do about race and racism? He said, we're Americans. We all believe the same. We need for people to be safe, secure, blessed, working if they need to. And so I just want to say thank you. You keep your promises, so keep going, sir.
Chuck Grassley just said, sir, there's a vote going on in the Senate, and I haven't missed a vote since 1993. Get out of here, Chuck. Go ahead, go. Who wants that vote? 1993, yes.
I've been here 3 hours waiting.
Hold that door open for us, Chuck. That's great, Chuck.
Work the way.
There we go. Thank you,
President Trump, how long are you willing to let the government be shut down?
Excuse me?
How long are you willing to let the government stay shut down?
I'll be honest. This is such an incredible moment, what we've just done. Criminal justice reform, that I just don't think it's appropriate to be talking about anything else. In 5 minutes, we'll be talking about it. Here, folks, spread them around. Thank you, darling. Hey, come here, bro. What a great job you've done.